Good morning, everyone. We are Group 15. Today, our presentation is about transportation mode choice among students at University of Malaya. First, let me introduce the background of this study. Transportation is an important part of the campus life because students need to travel between their residence, faculty buildings, libraries, and other campus facilities. At the same time, transportation can also create several problems, such as traffic congestion, carbon emissions, and the pressure on the campus transport system. At the University of Malaya, students use different modes of transportation. Some students take the campus bus or public bus, while others use Grab, taxi, private cars, motorcycles, walking, or bicycles. However, students do not choose these transportation modes randomly. Their choices are usually influenced by several factors, such as transportation costs, convenience, travel time, and environmental awareness. Therefore, this study aims to understand which factors are more important when students decide how to travel. This research focuses on the transportation problems faced by UM students. Although the university presents several transportation options, students still experience some difference in daily commuting. For example, campus buses may have long waiting time, traffic congestion may delay travel, and Grab or taxi fares can be expensive. Some transportation options may also be inconvenient, especially for students who live far from campus or have tight class schedules. Because of these problems, our study examined four main factors: transportation costs, convenience, travel time, and environmental awareness. The purpose is to find out whether these factors significant affect student choices of transportation mode.
Hello everyone, I'm Pamela Jie, and I will be presenting the literature review and the research timeline sections of our proposal. And now, let's see the literature review. So why do we study transportation behavior among university students? Transportation is a major source of carbon emissions on campuses. And at UM, students rely on a mix of options: buses, Grab, private cars, and walking. However, most exciting Malaysia studies focus on universities like UTM or UKM. There is very little research specifically on UM students, especially after COVID-19. And that's the gap our study aims to fill. Our study is grounded in the theory of planned behavior by Atkinson, 1991. TPB tells us the people's decisions are shaped by their attitudes and perceived behavioral control. In our case, transportation cost and environmental awareness related to students' attitudes, while convenience and travel time reflect their sense of behavioral control. This framework directly supports our four hypotheses, hypothesis 1 to hypothesis 4. From the literature, we identified four key factors. First, cost. Students tend to underestimate car expenses, making private vehicles seem more affordable than they are. Second, convenience. Private vehicles are preferred because they offer flexible, direct travel without waiting. Then, travel time. Since students have fixed class schedules, any delays push them towards private transport. And environmental awareness. Interestingly, even environmentally conscious students often prioritize convenience over sustainability in practice. These findings point to three clear research gaps. First, no study has focused specifically on UM, which has a unique urban setting with MRT access nearby. Second, environmental awareness is often underexplored in Malaysia studies. Third, most studies predate COVID-19, so current student behavior may look quite different. Our study addresses all three gaps together.
As for the methodology of our study, we're gonna focus on commuting behavior of University Malaya students. Our study adopts a quantitative cross-sectional survey design using a self-administered online questionnaire. The dependent variable is students' commuting mode choice. This is how they travel to campus. The independent variables are four factors, which include cost, convenience, travel time sensitivity, and environment awareness. This is a non-experimental design, which means we do not manipulate any variables. We just measure existing behaviors and perceptions as they naturally do. Why do we choose such a cross-section design? First, it allows us to collect data efficiently, which can help us to answer our first research question: what are the predominant modes of transport used by students? Second, it supports manipulated logistic regression, a statistical method that helps us to identify which factors most strongly influence students' choice. The answer is our second research question. We also considered our designs like experimental design, but experimental design would require randomly assigning students to different commuting conditions. That is impossible in real life, and quantitative interviews would provide rich insights but cannot provide generalizable statistically testable results. So the cross-section online survey is the most practical and appreciable choice. Let's move to the participants. Our target population is all currently enrolled undergraduate, master's, and doctoral students at University Malaya who commute to campus for academic activities, regardless of their faculty, year of study, and whether they live on campus or off campus. For sampling, we will use a combination of convenience sampling and snowball sampling. The online questionnaire will be distributed through personal contacts such as WhatsApp and WeChat, and we also use some related student social media groups. Otherwise, we will ask them to share our survey to their friends. What about the sample size? We anticipate obtaining 50 to 100 valid response, and right now we already have about 50 response from our initial collection, and we expect up to 50 more. And then let me talk about our measurement instruments. We developed a self-administered online questionnaire using Google Form. The questionnaire measured the dependent variables, commuting mode choice, and four dependent constructs: price sensitivity, convenience orientation, travel time sensitivity, and environmental awareness. We also include control variables and exploratory section on satisfaction and behavior's intentions. The dependent variables is measured with a single categorical item, like what is your primary mode of transportation? Respondents choose one option from a list that reflects the actual commute environment at including campus bus, public bus, Grab, taxi, private car, motorcycle, walking, bicycle, and other that is an open text option. And the independent variables are measured using four multi-item vector scores, each with 4 items. All items use a 5-point scale from strongly disagree to strongly agree.
In this session, I will explain our data collection, ethical sample profile, and analyze plans. Our group used an online questionnaire to study transportation mode choice among University Malaya students. Before the survey, respondents were informed about the research proposed and participation was voluntary to protect privacy. We did not collect names, material numbers, phone numbers, IC numbers, or other direct personal information. After checking the questionnaires, our group received 51 valid responses from analysts. The sample included 36 female and 15 male respondents. Most were master's students, and the largest group came from the Faculty of Science. In terms of distance, most students live 3 to 5 kilometers from campus. The most common transport mode was Grab or taxi, with 22 respondents, followed by campus bus with 15 and public bus with 9. This suggests that many students still rely on paid or motorized transport for daily commuting. For data analysis, our group tracked and organized the survey response, demographic information, the transportation mode were tracked at category dates, while likely scale answer were closed from 1 to 5. We'll calculate the mean score for 4 features: close, convenience, travel time, and environmental awareness. The result showed that Cross had the highest mean score at 3.92, followed by convenience at 3.8 and travel time at 3.72. Environmental awareness was lower at 3.27, which suggests that students care more about particular travel issue. Our group also checked reliability using Canberra Alpha. The four-main constructs show good consistency, with alpha values of 0.844 for cross, 0.915 for convenience, 0.867 for travel time, and 0.870 for environmental awareness. This supports our decision to combine related items into average scores. The overall evaluation session have a lower alpha value of 0.485, so we treat it separately. For further analysis, we will use cross tabulation, square test, and binary address regression. Transport models were grouped into sustainable or shared transport, and private or ride-hailing motorized transport. The model will test whether cost, convenience, travel time, and environmental awareness affect student choice of sustainable or shared transport.
Based on our analysis, the results show that critical factors have stronger influence on students' transportation choices. Transportation costs, convenience, and travel time are significantly related to transportation mode choice. This means that students are more likely to choose a model that is cheaper, faster, and more convenient. However, environmental awareness shows a weaker influence. Although students may understand the importance of sustainable transportation, their actual choices are still mainly affected by daily practical needs. For example, if this bus takes too long or is not convenient, students may still choose Grab or private cars. In conclusion, this study suggests that UM should improve CUP's transportation by increasing bus frequency, reducing waiting time, and improving route convenience. This improvement can encourage more students to choose shared or sustainable transportation modes.
Finally, let me briefly go through the timeline. Our research is planned across 8 weeks. Week 1 and 2 are for the literature review and questionnaire design, which is basically what we are presenting today. Week 3 is a pilot test to make sure our questions are clear. Week 4 and 5 are for distributing the survey and collecting responses. Week 6 is data analysis. Week 7 is reporting writing, and week 8 is for final editing and submission. The schedule is designed to make sure each stage builds